also like the video if you're excited for the start of the NBA playoffs. And of course, comment down below your pick for maybe individual matchups, maybe a matchup, player versus player, team versus team, or maybe even just pick an entire winner who you think will win it all at the end of the day. 2023 NBA champions. Yes, I am super excited about the NBA playoffs, but something else I'm very excited about is to tell you guys a little bit more about Dossier. Yes, that's right. We're actually going to be talking about Dossier again in tonight's video. If you don't know, we've actually talked about Dossier a couple times before on the channel. And they obviously just been so great to us as a channel, and it just really means a lot to me. So I'm actually going to give you guys a little bit more detail about them. Dossier is actually a fragrance company that produces high-end luxury scents, but at a fraction of the price. They take inspiration from luxury brands that you might already know, but make them for a lot less. They even have bottles of perfumes and colognes that are as low as $39, comparing that to other brands that might upcharge you up to $50, $100, $150, $200 plus dollars. And yes, you know that they've sent me a lot more scents to try for you guys. And yes, the difference of this orange box here is that Dossier actually creates their own scents. Inside the box, they even say here, iconic scents, designer quality, but no markups, which is kind of a key aspect to this brand. The scent woody sage, you might smell notes of fig trees, grapefruit, clary sage or amber wood, and also in the packaging they give you a little bit of a thank you. It says here, our mission is to deliver the highest quality, luxury-inspired fragrances at a fair price, giving you the freedom to explore new scents. And that is how Dossier is ran. So if you're also someone like me who loves to find a great deal, I feel like Dossier is right for you. They even have here a genderless collection where obviously anyone can try. Yes, they do sell colognes, perfumes, and other things on their website as well. So if you're looking for a luxury scent but a fraction of the price, Dossier has actually provided us with a discount code. If you use code JakeBaller5, yes, no spaces, JakeBaller and the number 5, it will give you for 5% off your next purchase. But also, Dossier for first-time customers have a 20% off first-time offer that they provide to you if this is your first time trying them out. Dossier also has a risk-free try system. During a 30-day return period, you can actually send these colognes back and get your money back risk-free. If you're also someone who's trying to try different smells at once, Dossier is a great place to buy in bulk because they give great discounts on that as well. They're also always adding to their collection, not only their originals, their genderless collection, but even their taking from inspiration collection as well. They want to hear what scents that you want at a fraction of the price again. So just in my own opinion and even my own experience using Dossier for the past handful of weeks and months, they've been great. The scents have been long lasting, and I think they're definitely worth a try. So big shout out to Dossier, and let's get right back to tonight's video. Big shout out to Dossier for being a part of this video, and yeah, with that being said, let us get started. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're here on the official NBA.com website, and they actually have something very similar to what the NCAA March Madness bracket has, where you get to pick a winner. It's like a pick'ems challenge all the way to the NBA Finals. So as you can see, with this series we have Denver going up against, well, as the 1 seed, going up against either the Pelicans, the Thunder, the Lakers, or the Timberwolves. Don't worry, we'll get down to the nitty-gritty after this all. Then the 4th seed, we have the Phoenix Suns going up against the LA Clippers. 3-seeded Sacramento Kings going up against Golden State, and the 2-seeded Memphis Grizzlies going up against either the LA Lakers or the Minnesota Timberwolves. Then over in the Eastern Conference, we have the 1-seeded Milwaukee Bucks going up against either Toronto, Chicago, Miami, or Atlanta. We have the 4-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the New York Knicks. 3-seeded 76ers going up against the Brooklyn Nets. 6-seeded Brooklyn Nets, I said that right, yeah. 2-seeded Boston Celtics going up against the winners of Miami and the Atlanta Hawks. Starting off in the East, we're going to do the Eastern Conference play-ins. We have the Miami Heat going up against the Atlanta Hawks. Very quickly going to do these. I'm picking the Miami Heat over the Atlanta Hawks. Obviously, Miami Heat have been an up-and-down team this entire year. You can say the same thing definitely about the Atlanta Hawks, but I feel like the Miami Heat just have a little bit more oomph and pep to their step going into the NBA playoffs this year. Kind of ended the season maybe a little bit better of a run than maybe what others might have assumed they've been on, and I just believe in Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero. upwards of 30 plus points and having great two-way play as a defender. But sadly, as the 1-8 matchup, we have the Bucks going up against the Atlanta Hawks, and even no matter what team comes out of here in the play-in, which is kind of why I didn't really care, it's the Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks against any of these opponents. In 5 games, I'm always a very rare sweep picker, but I always believe in the gentleman's sweep. Maybe one game someone goes hot for, let's just say it is the Atlanta Hawks, maybe the Miami Heat fall or something like that, and Jimmy Butler goes off or Trae Young goes off, and it's kind of a wish-washy game, and the Bucks just let them have one win. Go for it. It's a gentleman's sweep. Maybe even an entire sweep because the Bucks are just so dominant. I believe in the Bucks fully and whoever comes out in this first round matchup. But oh my god, do we maybe have this series of the first round? We have the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the New York Knicks, and man, is this gonna be an interesting series that really can go either way. Now, as the recording of this video, we have 85% of the people picking Cleveland, 15% picking the Knicks. Ouch. I mean, the Knicks have always been known to nick. The Knicks will nick eventually, and maybe they'll make it past here. I don't know. They do have a really good resume this year of good, hard-nosed play, and I do believe the Knicks have a great shot, and I think they can actually get the job done. But man, I mean, the Cavaliers have maybe been like a top 3, top 4 team I've watched this entire year. I really enjoy their play, and their interior defense with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley is crazy. Then they also have star guard play with Donovan Mitchell and Garland. I just feel like it's gonna be either like the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to be, it's going to be a good Cleveland Cavalier win, maybe 5-6 games, or it's going to be a hard-nosed Knicks team going in there, maybe winning in 7. But I'm going to go with the earlier one, and I'm going to say the Cleveland Cavaliers win this series in 6. I have Philly and Brooklyn. I'm taking Philly in 5. I think maybe Brooklyn can maybe come out with like a hard-nosed win again in Brooklyn one of these days. Obviously, Brooklyn, New York. Not the biggest fans probably of Joel Embiid and that Philadelphia team, but I think they could probably get one done in Brooklyn, especially with Bridges has been having a crazy run there in New York, you can want to call it, and it's been really cool to see him ball out and stuff. I think he almost had like a 50-point game once. He had a couple 40-point games. Nicholas Claxton is a really good defensive center that, again, maybe one game has some trouble to give to Joel Embiid, but other than that, it might be close to a sweep. And yes, we have maybe a potential rivalry matchup of the Boston Celtics going up against the Miami Heat. Boy, oh boy, this has been going back since 2020, 2019, maybe even. I love playoff Jimmy Butler. I always playoff Jimmy Butler. Was year-round Jimmy Butler. I really think that Bam Adebayo has become a very underrated player, definitely in the center position. Even I know back again in 2020, people were talking about him being a top 3 center in the NBA, but now he's kind of flown under the radar. Boston, on the opposite end of that spectrum, have just been absolutely going crazy. I am going to be picking Boston. I'm not that crazy, but I think it's going to be a 6-game series. It could even go 7. It kind of depends on the others of Miami. They don't have a lot of others. It kind of depends on, if Kyle Lowry can show up. Obviously, the good scoring play of Tyler Hero. Maybe Kevin Love can turn back the clock. I have no idea, but they just don't have enough. They're very top heavy, and that's really it. Going back up to the Western Conference, number 1 seeded Denver going up against a plethora of other teams. But before we talk about that, gotta talk about the play-in for the 7-8 seed matchup of the Timberwolves against the LA Lakers. I'm taking the Lakers. So is everyone else. Rudy Gobert's out. Jalen McDaniels, I think it was, one of the McDaniels brothers, broke his hand punching a wall like a angry 16-year-old and breaking his hand. So that team is definitely in some pretty big disarray, and I think it's going to really hurt. Obviously, with Rudy Gobert being out against the interior presence of AD and LeBron, basically they're going to be able to do whatever they want down in the paint. Hopefully they do take advantage of that. Obviously, it's the Lakers. Anything can really happen, but I am expecting good play games here and there. I think this is going to be a close to like a 5-6 game series. I think maybe the Timberwolves can steal 2. I might give it to Denver in 6. I like Anthony Edwards a lot. I think he definitely has star quality and capability. I think he might pull off like a 40 bomb in this series. I think he really has that capability. Now it just comes down to, if Karl-Anthony Towns can really show up and not take like 6 shots. I want Karl-Anthony Towns to be like Cat, like we used to know, and obviously the defensive capability of Rudy Gobert on Jokic can maybe do something. We're gonna have to see, but I think this is gonna be about a 5-6 gamer. I don't really see like a sweep or anything like that happening. Next matchup we have, in fact, is Phoenix and the LA Clippers. Oh my God, what a bad luck for the Clippers to go up against the first round with the Phoenix Suns. No Paul George for I think the first few games. At least that is what the reports are coming out to be that I've seen. So maybe Paul George comes back game 4, game 5, later in the series even. If you're a Clipper fan or even on the Clippers, you pray that you can at least edge out at least 1 win, hopefully 2 early on in the series to really try to increase the chance of getting Paul George back into this lineup. Phoenix with Kevin Durant have already been, I think, undefeated with KD in the lineup. Although KD has still have a little bit of trouble keeping some health, obviously tweaking his ankle in a layup line not that long ago either. So, man, I am thinking about these teams, barring from the injuries that they've already had. Obviously with Paul George, I'm thinking about these teams fully healthy, highest potential that they have. Even if Paul George comes back in like a game 6 of this series, I still think it's not going to be enough. I'm taking Phoenix in a 6-game series as well. And on to the next matchup, the 3-6. We get a little spicy here with the Sacramento Kings going up against the Golden State Warriors. And again, like Cleveland and the Knicks, I think this could also be up for debate for the playoff series of the first round, because I've been to a Kings game. I've driven to San Francisco afterwards, and trust me guys, it's not very far. And we all know Warrior fans are everywhere. Warrior fans used to even be closer down in Oakland. I know Sacramento fans are saying, oh, we got the home court advantage, we got this and that. That might be like a 70-30, like Sacramento to Warrior fan ratio plus L. I think it's going to be kind of loud there even for the Golden State Warriors. And, a young team with a first-time head coach, they have some guys there with some sort of playoff experience, like obviously like Harrison Barnes has won a title before, and others as well. But, bro, you're going up against the defending champs who know how to win. Even, yes, their home and away record are astoundingly disgusting. This really isn't going to be that much of an away game, let me tell you. I'm picking the Warriors to upset in 6 games. And we also have a spicy matchup number, I guess 3, maybe 2 of the video, with Memphis number 2 going up against, in my opinion, the 7-seeded LA Lakers. If it's the Timberwolves, I mean, it's gonna go to Memphis because again, the Timberwolves just aren't there all together in their head or even on the court. But I think it's gonna be LA Laker time, and man, interesting matchups. We already know these teams don't really like each other all that much, going back to Shannon Sharp, kind of going in a little bit early on in the season to Dylan Brooks and Steven Adams stepping in, and blah blah blah. I feel there's going to be a lot more of that, a lot of chitter chatter in this series, very much so. But again, just like with the previous matchup, Kings and Warriors, star power and experience, in my opinion, are some of the biggest things to look out for in a playoff opponent. Lakers won a title in 2020. Sure, it wasn't with this team, but with this mindset, I think they can really get the job done. It's gonna be a lot for the Lakers. This is going to be every round, even if the Lakers lose. They're gonna give it their all, and they're going to gas out. I'm gonna give it the Lakers. I think this will be a 7-game series. I think it's gonna be closer than people think. I think Jaren is gonna do a pretty decent job with Anthony Davis and this matchup. Even though I think Cleveland could give Milwaukee a run for the money, they do have the Twin Towers to try and stop them with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. And I think maybe Giannis might even struggle a little bit in this series. I think it just won't be enough, in my opinion. And if Middleton can hopefully show some sort of old Middleton play like he did previously and become again that closer for Milwaukee that they really needed to be that go-to scorer, if Giannis can't do it, and Jrue Holiday this year has also had some pretty good scoring outings, I think they can get the job done. I'm taking the Bucks in 6. But again, if the Cleveland Cavaliers can put it together, I have them as a dark horse to make it to the NBA's Eastern Conference Finals. I really do. And in the next matchup, we have the 76ers going up against the Boston Celtics, a rivalry game, you could even say, or matchup series. And in my opinion, this is maybe close to a toss-up. I think it's going to be really good, and I'm going to guess it's going to go 7 games either way. And I kind of can't even pick a winner, but if you know this series, you know this matchup, there's been a recurring outcome for these matchups. The Celtics have been pretty dominant against the 76ers, even though they've been close games, and even though, it could have gone either way, and even Joel Embiid having some great outings by himself against the Boston Celtics. The Celtics really do well against everyone else. I'm taking the Celtics to win in 7. The Sixers, man, I really want them to figure it out somehow for Joel Embiid's sake. I mean, that dude is just such a dominant big, and him not going to another conference finals might will a win past these Boston Celtics teams. But again, the Celtics have just been quoting by Joel Embiid, whipping the butts out of the 76ers for a while now, and Joel Embiid has said that himself. I mean, I don't want to say maybe they got in their own heads against the Celtic team, but the Boston Celtics are also just a great team, all deep and well around and play the wings. They have Robert Williams down in the paint for defense purposes. Al Horford does a pretty good job against the Sixers as well. And in the Western Conference semifinals, we have Denver in Phoenix, which is going to be a very fun matchup in my opinion. I had some people in my Monday night live stream, which by the way, I do go live every single Monday. If you didn't know, now you know. Saying that this is going to be an easy route for the Phoenix Suns. They're going to blow over Denver. I truly don't think so, unless Ayton did what he did the last time these two faced off against each other in the playoffs and pretty firmly dominated against Jokic. Now, I don't think that's going to happen now, but if it does, and even if it happens a little bit, the star power of the Phoenix Suns is just so hard to overcome. I think it's going to be a good fight. Do I want to say 7 games? Denver is a hard place to play in. I'll go 7. Probably more like 6. But it could go 7. For the sake of my argument of it, actually, I think going to be competitive, I'll say 7 games to Phoenix. And then there were 2. The Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers. Oh my god. This is going to be the dream, a certain kind of dream for the NBA if this does happen, because you have Steph Curry against LeBron James, maybe the last time in either of their careers, and wow, is that going to be really interesting. In my opinion, I would assume that Andrew Wiggins would probably return during some point in this series, or again, if sort of stated already, being realistic, I think the Lakers are going to be gassed, trying to run around with that young squad down in Memphis, and it's going to burn them. And obviously already being an older team who already had some health issues, I just think the Lakers are going to burn out, and they're just not going to be up for a crazy outing against again, defending NBA World Champions Golden State Warrior team. I am picking the Golden State Warriors to beat the LA Lakers in 6. I think the Lakers are just going to be too gassed to make it past them. Now, obviously, maybe Memphis is a 5-game series, and again, you're praying for that if you're a Laker fan, because the longer that series goes on, the tired the legs get, and I think already the tired legs from the grind that was this NBA season for the LA Lakers and having to play a play-in game and blah, blah, blah. I think it's going to catch up to them. Going back to the Eastern Conference, Milwaukee and Boston, that's going to be a great series. That's going to be also a 7-game series, 6 to 7 games, and man, the Boston Celtics do play very well against the Milwaukee Bucks. I think one time even the Celtics almost beat Milwaukee, but almost beat them without Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. If I can remember, maybe it was just Jaylen Brown. If I had to go back and think about it, but man, that's going to be must-see TV. It's another, I think, Eastern Conference Finals matchup, or at least Eastern Conference Semifinals matchup that they had last year. Obviously, before no Middleton for Milwaukee. Will he finally come back and look more of himself than he did sort of closer to the end of the regular season and sort of revved himself up to great play? Because if he did, this Bucks team's going to be very hard to stop. Man, I really almost want to pick the Boston Celtics. Man, Jason Tatum in the NBA Finals, the Boston Celtics getting a little bit of a revenge tour, having a failed NBA season. They've been a really solid team. Kind of had some up and downs, but somewhat consistent throughout the NBA year. But man, the Bucks are still the Bucks. They had such a great run at the end of the year, and if Middleton can just be somewhat of that guy again for Milwaukee, I'm going to give it to Milwaukee in 7. I think it's going to be close. That's definitely a toss-up series for sure, and I'm very excited to watch and see that happen. But the Bucks have Giannis, and the Bucks are, I think, extremely locked in to try to get Giannis another title, at least another finals appearance under his belt. Western Conference, Phoenix versus the Golden State Warriors, and oh my god, that is going to be a very insane matchup. Obviously, we're all going to be having our eyes off of Steph Curry and Kevin Durant in these matchups, and I think that's going to be extremely fun. Again, very much would almost bet everything that Andrew Wiggins would be back for this matchup. I would assume that Steph Curry would be at Andrew Wiggins' house, dragging him to these games if he had to, because that is going to be, again, a huge X factor in this. Oh man, I think the Warriors would give it a good shot, and they have what it takes. They have it all, the star power, experience, like I just talked about. I'm giving it to the Phoenix Suns. I'm gonna do. It will be 6 or 7. I don't think it's anything close to 5. I would bet probably closer to 6. I'll say 6, but it could go 7. But I'm gonna give it to the Phoenix Suns. I just think they're just so top heavy, and again, maybe the Warriors come out here on top and they win a buzzer beater game here or there, or maybe just the depth, and Jordan Poole has a crazy breakout game, or Kuminga or someone like that we just don't see coming, has some crazy play. And the depth of Phoenix, even though they still have great depth, having Terrence Ross and TJ Warren coming out the bench, which is great, just don't get the job done. It could go that way, but Phoenix is Phoenix, and they won the KD lottery. I got a rematch of 2021 with the Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns. One team looking a lot different than the other, and one team just trying to give it all that they can, maybe for one last time with this squad, and it's going to be a good series. It's definitely going to go 6 or 7. Obviously, most NBA finals do. Now, I can definitely say a lot of things about this matchup, but it's things we've already heard and talked about already in this video. Oh man, it's going to be really hard to stop Giannis. I'm not sure. I mean, they have Ayton, and Ayton did a good-ish job against him in 2021, but definitely didn't answer the call, obviously, because the Bucks beat them. Middleton is definitely not the player that he used to be. Jay Crowder on that Phoenix squad team. Not anymore. He's playing for Phoenix, so I mean he's playing for Milwaukee now. If I had to pick, and you guys, I've said this, experience and star power, barring from injury, bumps, nicks, bruising of the rest of the playoff runs that these teams have both been on, fully healthy, I think the Phoenix Suns might be my favorite to win it all. Not super surprising. Now, maybe if I was thinking a little bit more of like a realistic mindset and just how much of a grind it's going to be for Phoenix to get out against the Milwaukee Bucks, who might even sweep the first round, they get a little scary in Cleveland, but they get past them, and then a hard sort of ramp up energy matchup against the Celtics or whoever comes out against that 2-3 matchup. I can easily also see Milwaukee having a little bit of extra energy. Maybe Middleton is again a huge X factor in this and comes back looking like 2021 Chris Middleton and becoming that late game scorer, that go-to bucket getter that they really need him to be, or maybe Drew Holiday springs into that role. I have no idea. Chris Paul's going to have his last hurrah. He's hopefully going to give it all that he's got, and Ayton's maybe going to have a revenge to himself being sort of counted out. And Phoenix has a guy that was almost a tradable asset, but now is going to be a key piece for this championship run, and I think they're going to get the job done. So, yes, I got Phoenix winning it all. Not too surprising. That's it. That is the predictions. I think I will be doing like a second round or see what happens after the first round of the NBA playoff video sometime in the future. So yeah, definitely let me know down in the comments your guys' picks, your guys' matchups, how you feel about certain players and breakout guys, underrated teams, yada yada yada. And make sure you also like the video. If you do like the video, it's super important to where this video goes and how much you guys enjoy it. Also, another big shout out to Dossier.